Am I good? Good afternoon, everyone. We're getting ready to start. Good evening and welcome. My name is Carmen Christiana, Outreach Coordinator in the Office of Baltimore County Executive Kathy Klausmeier. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this year's 5th Budget Town Hall Series. We strive to build a better Baltimore County together by focusing on sustainable and equitable opportunities for us all, and are proud to continue to hold these events with residents and stakeholders as our community's needs are the essential part of the budget planning process. Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge and thank Principal Samuel Weinkoop and the entire staff of the Delaney High School for their hospitality for hosting this evening's town hall. Tonight we begin our fiscal year 2027 budget discussions here in District 3, hosted by your County Executive Kathy Klausmeier and your Councilman Wade Koch. We will start off the evening with a few words from Principal Weinkoop, followed by brief remarks from Councilman Koch. County Executive Klausmeier will then give welcome remarks along with a few words about projects in District 3. Matt Carpenter, Deputy Director of Baltimore County's Office of Budget and Finance, will follow the County Executive with a brief presentation. After Deputy Director Carpenter's presentation, residents and stakeholders will have an opportunity to share their budget-related priorities with an allotted time of 90 seconds. The County Executive, department heads, and councilmen will listen to your requests, concerns, and ideas. If you share a concern or issue that needs further attention, we will have a coordinator from the Office of Community Engagement or designated department representative follow up with you. Tonight's town hall will conclude at 8 p.m. Those who are unable to provide their testimony in person by that time may submit their requests for consideration by emailing townhall@baltimorecountymd.gov. And now, please join me in welcoming Principal Weinkoop for a few words.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome. My name is Sam Weinkoop, and I'm the principal at Delaney High School. And I'd just like to welcome all the elected officials and their staff and the directors today, the stakeholders, and to be able to engage in a conversation about the FY27 budget. Now, County Executive Klausmeier so graciously gives to the school system a majority of her budget every year. And what I don't get is, well, not me, is something that's very important to offer that input on, and I'm very proud to have you all here tonight to listen to that input. I think the last time that Ms. Klausmeier and I were here together, we had shovels. It was a damp and dreary 40-degree day, and we were turning over some dirt out there, so I'm glad you brought a little bit of sunshine with you today, and welcome, Kath. Thank you very much. Also would like to just introduce somebody who I've had the pleasure of interacting with for all of my years here at Delaney. Your District 3 Councilman, Wade Koch. One of the things, my favorite day of the school year is graduation day, but it can be very stressful for a principal. And Wade always made it a point to come in and be with us prior to that graduation, and it is his humor, his insight, and his spirit, and his stories that always just gave a very calming effect to me, and I really appreciate all of those times. So I'd like to introduce to you a good friend of mine, Mr. Wade Koch.
Got it? Okay, good. I hope you don't mind, but I'm not going to walk over there and stand. I've had some problems for most of this year, and I don't want to fall, actually. I've fallen 15 times, and I'm on blood thinners, so it's not the best thing in the world for me. But I guess most of you know that I have not filed for this upcoming election. You didn't? Nope. Yep. And after 51 years in elected office, I will no longer be serving the people of the district in the council or the state legislature. I can't tell you how thankful I am for the confidence that the people in this district have had in me over the last 51 years. I mean, I've represented areas, Woodlawn, Westview, Security, Owings Mills, Lutherville, Timonium, Ruxton, Riderwood, parts of Perry Hall, etc. So people say, I should run for county executive. They all know you. And, but anyhow, it has been such an honor to be elected time and time again, and to represent people who are willing, when there's a problem, to sit down and work out any differences that might exist. And it's happened time and time again. I want to thank our former county executive, Olszewski, and I want to thank our current county executive, Kathy Klausmeier. We have had a number of battles in this district. One, you're sitting in it, and that's Delaney High School. We have been pushing and pushing and pushing for a new Delaney, and Olszewski and Klausmeier both have been very supportive and have allotted the money for the project. If you think that we don't need a new Delaney, how do you think you'd feel if you were in a classroom and a dead mouse fell on you from the ceiling, or you have steam pipes exploding? This is pretty, it's pretty dangerous. To be honest with you, this building has not been maintained by the county school system. And I'm hoping that, I've said something to the school system. We're going to be investing in this beautiful new school, and let's keep it that way. Let's maintain it. If you go to the Notre Dame School in Hampton, that building is actually older than this. I walked in, I thought, oh my goodness, look at it. Older than this, and they maintain the building and keep up to date. If there's a new subject that the students need to have, they have a way they add on or they convert classrooms, so it's great. And so I missed, unfortunately, the groundbreaking, but you know, the Friends of Delaney, the PTA, I can't tell you how thankful we are for all the efforts that group's made in this community for a new Delaney. And I want to thank all those people also who have fought for 2 senior citizen centers. I mean, I know it'll be a while before I qualify, but we're going to get 2 new senior centers, and one of them, the groundbreaking will be next week, and that's the Jacksonville Senior Center. And then we're going to get another one in Hereford, which will be the largest senior center in Baltimore County. The number of seniors is growing in this county. And you know, if you know the services that many of them need. So I'm so thankful for our county executive and her support, and also of the county council. You know, it's been great, and I can't wait for them to be complete. And, you know, the one here is being built, the high school's being built right now, and the groundbreaking for Jacksonville is next week. So we're on schedule, which is great. It's been just such an honor for me. Now, I just wanted to make a few comments about the CZMP, that is the process that we go through every 4 years to zone the district. And I had like 60-some issues. And let me just tell you that when there was a problem, I was able to get people to work together to resolve those problems, and they were resolved. And I don't know, well, I do know, but it's important to all of us that my view of the 3rd District is that northern Baltimore County needs to be kept rural. Those of you who live in suburban Baltimore County, you drink the water from northern Baltimore County, so we need to keep it clean. And, all my zoning is in that direction. And the other thing we need to do is the suburban parts of our district, they need to remain suburban. And so my zoning was basically, that was my intention, and I did it. And so whoever my successor is, I'm hoping that, well, it'll be a he, but, no, it could be a she. That's right. It could be a he or she. So, I'll be more than willing to work with my successor to make sure that what we all have agreed to is completed. So I have with me tonight Lynn Jones, who is my aide. You want to stand up? Aaron Palmer, you want to stand up? And Roger Yeager. Now, Roger's wife worked for me for 25 years when I was in Annapolis in the state legislature. So they've been with me a long time. So if there's any issue that you would feel more comfortable sharing with the office, you can approach any of them and let them know what concern you have, and we will look into it. And I thank you for coming tonight. And, whatever it is that you would like to see, I'll try my best. And I know that the county executive, I'm going to get her to promise now that you'll give them everything they want.
I don't know what they want.
Well, you'll find out.
Oh, I'll find
You'll
out.
find
Okay.
out. And anyhow, but thank you very much for coming tonight. And my wife Evelyn's here. You want to stand up? She's put up with me since 1981. So, she deserves credit, more clapping. That's about it. And I think she's looking forward to me. I don't know if I'm going to retire, but when I'm out of politics and can travel, I love to travel. We both do. So thank you all very much, and please don't hesitate to come to me or my office staff for anything at all. Okay? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wade. And before I go on, I just want to say that Wade and I were in the legislature together since 1995. I sat right behind him, and as politics go right now, the way they're going, you have the Democrats, you have the Republicans, but we all work together. We always did, and so I enjoyed my time with Wade immensely and working here in the county too. And if you want to hear stories, if you couldn't tell, he can tell a story, and he talks a little bit. So, but I say, everybody stand up now and give Wade a
appreciate it. Absolutely.
Thank you, Wade Catch, for doing all the things that you've done.
Thank you.
And again, we've been through thick and thins over the years. So, with that, okay, now I just want everybody just to listen up. And I didn't realize, this is just a little bit more about Wade. He served the community in his whole life. We all know that, but I don't know, some of you may not have known he was a teacher at Ridgely, Lock Raven, Holliburg, and Johnny Cake Middle Schools. And weren't you at Perry Hall at one point? Yeah, so it's not on
thought
here.
I'd skip.
Yeah, he wanted to skip Perry Hall.
That's
Oh,
our district.
yeah. My district,
Yeah.
where we had the opportunity to work together, and
Yeah.
we've already said that. So, and we're grateful to Principal Samuel Wycoop and the Delaney High School team for welcoming us to their auditorium tonight. And I might just say, somewhere in the audience is past Senator Tommy Bromwell. I don't know where he is. And I'm very proud to say Mary Pat Bromwell is our, that's not her. Oh, there she is. Okay, she's our interpreter. And I taught her everything she knows. And so I'm also joined by our Deputy Director of Budget and Finance, Matt Carpenter. Let's hear it for Matt. This is his first time. And all of our directors here are here tonight, and I wish they'd all stand up real quickly. So if you have any questions, as the time goes on this evening, if you have a specific question that one of them may be able to help you, they'll be glad just to walk up the aisle and go out in the hall and talk about it. Oh, and David Marks is here, Councilman David Marks. Where is he?
He's in the back.
What's he doing back there? Maybe he's sleeping. So, and
What's that? Alarm?
are we okay?
Oh,
Oh, well, we're in a great place.
building's falling down anyhow.
Okay. Okay. We're all right? Everybody's okay? We'll all be together in case there is a tornado. Well, and now we also have the Office of Community Engagement team, and they're up here, stand up, in their blue shirts, and if you have any other questions about the county budget, about anything that deals with the county, please ask them, and I'm sure some of you recognize them. So, and we have Representative Carmen Christiana to stand as well. She did stand, but I know many of you might know her. Okay, so thank you again to all of our employees in Baltimore County. They do a wonderful job. I'm very proud to be the county executive and have the employees that we have. And thank you to everyone who took the time to be here tonight to share your budget priorities with us. So let me just say, District 3 is Baltimore County's largest district. It's a fun and vibrant place to be. Is that right?
That's true.
Okay. I'm proud to continue working with our state partners to close the digital divide and connect rural and northern Baltimore County households with broadband internet. How many people have that? Almost everyone? That's great. I'm also proud of our efforts to continue preserving acres of beautiful land here so that future generations can enjoy the county's scenic beauty for many, many more years. I was grateful to be here and meet many new friends at the start of this year when we cut the ribbon on the brand-new Harvest Hall at Baltimore County's own iconic state fairgrounds. It was a great event. I'd like to invite everyone to join me in marking the United States' 250th anniversary, if you haven't heard about that yet. There are many exciting events that will be happening across the county in the months ahead. These events will include fun and informative programs, opportunities to learn more about the county's history, and chances to enjoy events like the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra, Star Spangled Spectacular at Oregon Ridge Park. We're also developing a Baltimore County passport as part of the 250th anniversary to encourage residents to become a tourist in your own county. You'll be surprised how many things that you did not know existed, and it will be fun. Recently, Baltimore County was proud to earn a AAA bond rating from all three major credit ratings agencies for the 31st consecutive year, enabling us to continue saving our taxpayers millions of dollars. However, decisions at the state and federal levels continue to make this another difficult year. While we don't know what additional challenges may come in from the state or the federal government and won't know final details until the General Assembly passes the state budget this spring, I do know that the choices ahead of us will not be easy. Baltimore County is facing fiscal pressures to continue providing the services and resources that you all rely on, but we want to keep delivering real investments throughout Baltimore County. Before we talk about our budget, let's take a look at some of the investments we're making here in District 3. All of these slides will be available on the Baltimore County website after tonight's presentation. The most important investments we make are in our schools and in our children. In District 3, we've delivered over $400 million for improvements at 11 schools. That includes nearly $300 million for a much-needed replacement for Delaney High School. Go ahead and clap. Over $47 million for renovations and improvements at Pine Grove Middle School, and much more, as you can see behind me. We're also proud to deliver over $280 million to renovate and expand Towson High School. There you go. That's yours too. Okay. So we can continue to support students in every community. We've continued to invest in keeping our communities safe so we can support the officers and first responders who serve us every day. We're also thankful for our volunteer fire companies across Baltimore County. Their commitment to our communities is unmatched. Our budget includes nearly $3 million to continue the Volunteer Medic Unit Replacement Program and increase the volunteer incentive for attendance program from $35 to $50 an hour for our volunteer firefighters and EMS providers. We've delivered nearly $27 million for parks, recreation centers, ball fields, playgrounds, and other facilities across District 3. That includes nearly $15 million to renovate and improve Cromwell, Cloverland, and Oregon Ridge Parks and Nature Center, as well as over $11 million to create a new Belfast Road Park. The Baltimore County Office of Agriculture continues to be a great partner for our families, our farmers, and rural communities. This team hosted their Farmers Fair event in January, where they helped residents connect with county, state, and federal agencies, as well as agriculture service providers and partner organizations. Our Agriculture Center and Agricultural Advisory Board are also a great resource for farmers and businesses. And to continue celebrating those who achieve success in this industry, we're proud to see the McGinnis and DeFord families inducted into the Governor's Agricultural Hall of Fame, one of our state's highest and most important honors. That is a great, great honor for those families. Are they anyone here from McGinnis or DeFord? Okay, well, congratulations to them. We're also proud to continue investing in the resources that benefit all our residents, especially older adults. That starts with our senior centers, where we've delivered over $65 million throughout District 3, including more than $46 million for a brand-new Hereford Senior Center, nearly $16 million for the Jacksonville Community Senior Center, and over $5 million to expand parking lot capacity at Cockeysville Senior Center. Wade and I will meet you there, I'm sure. And that, I think I don't have the last page. And I don't have the last page. Aren't you all very lucky that we'll get this show on the road? I would like to introduce Matt Carpenter, and he will go through our budget for us. So for anyone who I did not say anything, our senior centers are the best. They have a volunteer program. If anybody would like to sign up to be a volunteer, they have over 2,500 volunteers, and it's at Bicota and Towson, and we also have a well-mobile that travels throughout Baltimore County through the health department. So I'm sorry, but the last page of my speech is gone, but I think I caught up with that. So here's Matt.
Thank you so much, County Executive Klausmeier. Good evening, everyone. I'm here to present the Baltimore County budget section of this presentation. One of the first questions usually is with the county is, how does the county get its funding? Well, from the three main sources, and not in any particular order. One of the largest is taxes, which is the funding for services that you and everyone else gets. You know them very well, your real estate taxes, your personal property, your income taxes. Next, user fees, those specifically funding the services that you use. Examples would be permits or licenses that you would put in for. And lastly, grants for grant-funded services and projects. The county has myriads of these, from helping seniors stay in their own home grants, to substance abuse treatment programs, to grants to help maintain bridges within the county, to helping build stream restorations. It's across the board. The next question, of course, obviously, when we look at the budget, is within the FY26 operating, thank you, operating budget is particularly where does the money come from and where does the money go? As you can see by the pie charts here, 50% at least from where the money comes from is from the taxes I spoke of previously, the real estate and the personal property and the income. Another 34% comes from the state aid and federal aid that you see. And then you see the remaining pieces. Where does it go? If we look over to the chart on the left, everybody, or the right for you all, as you can see, and not surprising, 56% of the funding goes toward schools, colleges, and libraries, with other portions going largely to debt, insurance, pensions, public safety, health, recreation, and so forth. Looking the other side is the capital budget, which is a 6-year plan, a current year and 5 out years that go in. It's a $3.2 billion budget. Similarly, where does the money come from? Well, as you can see here, 49% of it is your water and sewer user fees. It goes toward the Metropolitan District Fund, your water and sewer, basically. And not surprisingly, you look on the other side, that's the largest chunk on the other side as well. It's all funded by an enterprise fund through that. The other largest sample of funding that we get is through general obligation bonds. The bond referendums you see every 2 years. That's 39% of the funding, your long-term debt of the county, with the remaining bits of being primarily what we call PAYGO, or cash, from the general fund being transferred into the capital funds to support projects, and state and federal and other aid. And if we look to the chart of where it goes, obviously the largest, other than the sewer and water that is paid for by itself, goes to schools. And then you see the other percentages for other aspects of the county, which are the community colleges, county buildings, public works, parks and greenways, waterway improvements, and such. Now, one of the guiding principles in regarding putting a budget together is spending affordability. And the county has what's called a Spending Affordability Committee, or a SAC. This establishes a legally required spending guideline that limit the rate of the county spending in the general fund to not exceed the economy's rate of growth. It's very important. For FY26, that allowed the general fund to grow $128 million. Well, how did that grow? What did it go into? Come on. There we go, where the increase went. As we can see, the largest percentage went to the schools, community colleges, and libraries. Other large percentages went to retirement and Social Security, general salary increases, and the rest that you can see here. Now, within that $128 million, the county had to absorb $15 million that the state shifted to us in FY26. $12 million related to state-managed teacher pension costs, about $888,000 for private pre-K expenditures related to the blueprint, and about $2.5 million to support the Department of Assessment and Taxation. It was increased, the percentage the locals had to chip in increased from 50 to 90%. Now, moving into the capital improvement funding and capital needs. The capital improvement program is funded primarily through general obligation bonds that we spoke of before, long-term debt, and what's called pay-as-you-go funds, or PAYGO, general funding that's transferred into the capital funds. We put in PAYGO, oftentimes we use it to basically decrease our ability to, not decrease our ability, but decrease our reliance on to have to float more debt. It helps us out in the long term. We're not taking out as much debt into the future, we're paying for it now, that's what it's called. As you can see by the chart, there's a fluctuation every 2 years. That relates to the bond referendums that are done, that you vote for on a 2-year basis. In the off years, you see in 23 and 25, that's when the county is primarily only putting in what we call the PAYGO, or the general funds, and go to it. But as we look into FY27, looking to it, we see that, you know, at this point in time, we're only estimated programming we have about $50 million to work with going towards that, what we have in our mindset. So the question goes, what are the future capital needs? Well, we did basically sat down with all the agencies and went through the whole process and looked at FY27 needs that they could think of, everything that was possibly could be needed. That came to a total of about $325 million. And if you look at, obviously, we set that side by side, obviously, there's going to have to be some prioritization made when we're looking at it for what we have available as to what the needs are. Now, the question goes, what made up that $325 million? Well, building replacements and capital renovations and major maintenance needs. The county has over 200 buildings, primary buildings we call it, and over 675 we call accessory buildings, or other areas which we are required to maintain. And that number I gave you doesn't even include the school buildings, which you saw previously. That's a great chunk of what our capital budget goes towards. Major maintenance of roads and infrastructure projects. The county is responsible for 2,600 miles of road all the time. There's over 700 bridges and retaining wall structures of various designs and sizes that we're required to maintain, as well as 250 signalized intersections and probably 250,000 signs throughout the county. Then we go to critical public safety infrastructure. We have 10 police precincts, 25 career stations, 911 station and backup. So as you can see, there's a great deal of need that floats out there we got. And as we looked out further, because we said that in the county we look at capital on a basis of not only the 1 year, but out 5 years, and looking at the needs across the board, that total almost $2 billion of needs. Now, when we're building budgets, there are several primary, I guess, principles we had tried to adhere to. The first, the budget will be balanced. Has to be. By code and by law, we have to have a balanced budget every year. A rainy day fund and a minimum of about 15%. That means reserves that we hold for, as exactly, the rainy day or when things aren't so good. And we maintain it at about 15%, as it definitely is one of the key points that helps us maintain that critical AAA bond rating that the county executive spoke of. By keeping that, that saves us, as she says, millions of dollars every year out of debt expenses that when we're trying to float debt into the future to pay for items. The next is that we will meet spending affordability guidelines. We want to make sure that we stay within where we're saying that the projected economic growth of the county, that we're right in pace with that. Second, or the next one, is is what we're doing right now. We're listening to community members to try to reflect your needs and your thoughts within the budgets, to do it thoughtfully and to produce a good document that's good for everyone. And lastly, financial sustainability. In all of these type of things, we have to play chess and not checkers. We can't just think of a single year. We have to have an ongoing or continuity of operation of thought that we're going to be here tomorrow, next year, the year after that. So we have to design budgets that are capable of delivering that. Now, as we can see, though, that there are challenges ahead for FY27, everyone. Within the FY27 operating budget, first one we all know about, federal uncertainty. We're not sure where we're going sometimes from one moment to the next, and we have to be adroit in how we deal with that. What we spoke about previously as well, the state budget is still in flux right at the moment, and they're in deficit. What may be passed along to the counties that we will have to deal with? As we said, that impacts against SAC if we have to address items that are passed along. There are always, as we all are dealing with right now, required increases for health and retiree health care for employees and retirees. It's quite a pinch for everyone. The spending affordability guideline. Once again, it's a challenge. We have to make sure that we get everything we can, as much as we can, in there. And lastly, what we talked about before, maintaining that adequate reserve so that we can keep the AAA bond rating and have something in case times go, shall we say, south. For the FY27 capital budget and capital budgets in general, one of the biggest challenges we've been experiencing is something that everyone's been facing, the increase of costs. The impact of inflation and labor making materials and projects more expensive. Just as a note, from 2016 forward, we've seen a 20% increase in construction costs. Keeping right along with that is trying our best to keep existing capital projects on schedule and on budget. And I can tell you, the property manager, Deb Schindel, is here tonight, and we have a conversation about that almost on a daily basis. And lastly, we have to remember about FY27 and what I just said. We're working with only kind of PAYGO this year. We don't have a bond referendum program, so we're kind of limited in that respect. So, within the FY27, the budget timeline, the budget town halls, we're in here right now. We're developing the budget within our budget office and working with the county executive, working with the CAO's office, working with all the departments to try to put together the best budget we can for all of you. The next, on April 16th, the county executive will submit this budget to the county council for review. Within the month of April and May, the council will review the budget and go through, and then at the end of May, they will wind up having a council approval of the budget for the FY27. And then on July 1st, the budget begins, and we begin the whole process again. So to that, I would say thank you so much, and I was going to turn it over to Alonzo.
Thank you very much. It is now time for you to share your budget priorities with the county executive. Each person will have 90 seconds to speak. If you are here with a group, only one member can speak. Other members are welcome to stand and show support. If you have heard a priority presented already, please defer to others who have not had an opportunity to speak. The town hall will end at 8 p.m. If you do not have an opportunity to speak, you may email your statement to the county executive at townhall@baltimorecountymd.gov.
Hello, Madam County Executive and Councilman Koch. I'm Charlie Mitchell, volunteer with Court-Appointed Special Advocates of Baltimore County. We're the CASA organization serving children in foster care. kids removed from their homes due to abuse, neglect, or the death of their parents or guardians. I'm also a District 3 resident. We thank you both for your past support. Tonight I'm here to request continued funding for services urgently needed for older youths age 14 and up as they age out of foster care and beyond through our youth engagement specialist position. Although CASA is in state law as part of the Baltimore County court system, we are still required to do our own fundraising. Yet we're the only program authorized by the courts to advocate for children and youth in foster care. The Council's continued support is vital to ensure that older youth in foster care and those who leave the system between 18 and 21 have the advocacy, support, and guidance they need to become independent adults. For the past 2 years, I've been the CASA for a young man who just turned 20. The youth engagement specialist at CASA will help young people like him transition out of foster care into housing and a job. When I became a CASA, I was told that these kids have been let down by adults their whole lives. If I'm even 5 minutes late to pick him up, he texts me, "Are you coming?" Those 3 words remind me of the power of CASA, and that's why I support continued funding for the youth engagement specialist position, and why I hope that funding will be continued in the budget. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Susan Bollinger, and I am the president of the Baltimore County Volunteer Firefighters Association. I come asking that you continue to support the volunteer fire companies in any way possible. This district holds the largest number of volunteer fire companies and has the largest geographical area supported mainly by volunteers. The county's ISO rating is dependent on these companies not only surviving but thriving. As I have stated in the past few weeks, our major obstacles in providing this service are: our budget is increasing at 8.3% lower than inflation. Our call volume has increased 46% in the last 10 years. Our fleet is aging and reaching unacceptable levels with many of our pieces over 25 years old. The cost of apparatus has increased by 70%. The decrease in donations from our communities. The lack of funding for our loan funds since all capital dollars are going to replace EMS units. We have had some small victories, such as getting our high school program back up and running, and we are truly grateful to you, County Executive, for making that happen in this past year. We continue to work to get our MOU completed and hope to get that done before the administration changes. We fight every day to find ways to do more with less, but many of our companies are experiencing huge financial struggles with the costs that are no longer covered in our budget. We need to do better. The volunteers have saved taxpayer dollars for over 100 years, and we need you to find the investment so we can continue that for the next 100 years. Thank you.
Good evening. Thanks so much for the opportunity to speak. I'm Renee Hamidi. I'm the Executive Director of Valley's Planning Council, but I'm here wearing my board member of the Manor Conservancy hat tonight to talk about land preservation. First, I want to thank Councilman Koch so much for his commitment to the land and to the environment during his time representing District 3. We get so many benefits from land preservation, not just environmental, but also economic. I really think that without land preservation, agriculture would not have been able to continue to be the major economic driver it is in Baltimore County. The county has been active for years in supporting land preservation with its county ag and county rural legacy programs. The state cut funding last year, and money will be tight for at least the next 3 years. So your support now is even more important. Thank you in advance for whatever help you can provide.
County Executive Klausmeier, at each town hall, and again tonight, you speak proudly of raising the EMS volunteer attendance rate to $50 an hour. That's a great accomplishment, but unfortunately for 3 out of the 7 months this fiscal year, there is not enough money budgeted to make these payments in full. In January, the evening rate for BLS was paid at less than $38 an hour, and overnight was zero. Each time your administration scrambled to supplement the funds to fulfill the monies due, but we have been told it won't happen again as there are no funds left. We're asking you to fulfill the commitments you have made. This shortfall is due to volunteer companies being able to increase their EMS staffing from 52% in January 2025 to 59% January 2026. Over 10 years ago, the volunteer company signed a contract authorizing Baltimore County to bill for transports. In return, Baltimore County agreed to cover all reasonable expenses. 18% of the $37 million in EMS revenue for Baltimore County is from volunteer transports. However, only 73% of that revenue generated is being returned to the companies to cover their EMS expenses. It's time for you to do the right thing. It's not like the funding is not there. The funding increase will restore fiscal solvency and increase the number of available staffed units. This will decrease the time it takes to get our citizens the critical life-saving care they need. On April 8, 1929, the Cockeysville Volunteer Fire Department put the very first ambulance in service in Baltimore County. With proper funding, we continue to save taxpayers money for the next 100 years. We're asking you to take these people's lives seriously. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jared Picone. I'm the president of the Carroll Manor Rec Council in Jacksonville. I'm here tonight to continue to advocate for having the lower athletic field at Sweet Air Park converted to a lighted, multi-purpose synthetic grass field. Carroll Manor Rec Council is the only rec council in the county without a turf field facility within our council's boundaries, and we have no priority access to a middle school or high school facility to serve our over 1,000 active participants, of which approximately 700 are youth athletic program participants. We're currently balancing all of our outdoor athletic programming at 4 county-owned facilities, unlike the rec councils around us who are blessed with far more resources. Due to our limited facilities, our fields are highly worn, and we have to go to great lengths to accommodate all the children that sign up to participate in our program. Our girls' field hockey program is forced to practice on grass fields with less than ideal conditions while playing all their home games on a neighboring council's turf facility on Sundays. In the fall season, when daylight becomes scarce, we're forced to hold 2 separate practice sessions per night, Monday through Thursday, and have 6 teams practice on 1 lighted grass field at the same time to accommodate our youth girls and boys soccer program. Currently, the lower field at Sweet Air Park is overused and quickly deteriorating to a mud pit similar to the 1 lighted field at Jacksonville Elementary School we have access to. Our older girls and boys youth lacrosse programs are forced to have their goal creases in the same dirt holes annually on the fields at Sweet Air Park. Our community needs and deserves a synthetic athletic field with lights on the lower field at Sweet Air Park. Thank you. I have. And we've addressed this with Bob Smith prior and Rosalind prior to that. So thank you for your support. I have. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Jennifer Blaylock, and I represent Indivisible Baltimore County, with more than 2,500 members that call Baltimore County home. I'm here to speak in support of fully funding the Office of Immigrant Affairs in the 2027 budget. More than 200,000 immigrants call Baltimore County home. Over the past year and beyond, many immigrant families have faced extraordinary challenges and uncertainty. Community members are asking for something simple but essential: access to trusted resources that help families stay safe, informed, and supported. A fully funded Office of Immigrant Affairs can help provide access to legal aid, family clinics, and community outreach so residents know their rights and where to turn for help. These services strengthen families and make our entire county more resilient. For everyone's awareness, the city has half the number of immigrants that the county has and has invested $2 million. We urge you to fully fund the Office of Immigrant Affairs in the 2027 budget so impacted communities can have confidence in our local government and the support it promises. Thank you for your time.
Hi, good evening. Thank you, County Executive Klausmeier and Councilman Koch, County Council, for the opportunity to speak this evening. I am Natalie Avalone, a resident of Phoenix, District 3, an English teacher at Patapsco High School, and member of TAPCO's Board of Directors, speaking on behalf of TAPCO. I want to acknowledge and appreciate that the superintendent's budget for BCPS includes funding for the 3rd year of our bilateral wage agreement, which we celebrated. We cannot expect to keep high-quality educators if we don't honor the agreements that were made. We are very concerned now that 594 positions are cut in the proposed budget. Many of these cuts are classroom teachers, which means these cuts will necessarily lead to larger class sizes. As a voice for public education in this county, TAPCO opposes these cuts. Educators change the future for students. When there are less educators, when class sizes grow, our students suffer. We must work together to reduce those cuts. The work now is to reduce the size of these cuts. I know that you, County Executive, are taking this issue seriously and working to help resolve it. We appreciate those efforts. I've said it before, I've said it to any of you that I've met with, and I say it again. Let's keep working together to find additional money to reduce the impact of these cuts so we can protect class sizes. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Leslie Grant. I'm from Glen Arm, and I want to thank Councilman Koch for your many years of service and for having an open door to your constituents. And County Executive Klausmeier, you have many representatives here. I would like to challenge someone to pull out their phone and look on the county's website and find this meeting. That's a challenge. And so that speaks to my bigger point regarding communications. I have not felt a great deal of satisfaction regarding communicating with citizens, particularly in the Loch Raven watershed. A few years back, there was a cryptosporidium contamination in the watershed area, and there was a boil water advisory. I've actually brought this up previously at this meeting. There were no communications that were sent directly. There were no communications available on the county's website or on the health department's website. I only heard about this from my former representative and from Facebook information. So I'm letting you know there is a problem with communications regarding important issues such as boil water advisories. I'd also like to just implore, in the few seconds I have left, to please look at expanding health care services for our vulnerable citizens, particularly dental care services to our adults who need them. Thank you very much for your time.
Good evening. I'm Sue Betzel from Hereford Senior Center. I'm the president of the council there. I'm come to thank you that we have the property, we have a well, and we have designs all in place. Yet we're waiting for permits for the underground garage, I understand, and I'm asking you to help expedite this as quickly as possible so that we can have our groundbreaking like Jacksonville will be having next week. I also would like to make everyone aware here that Hereford Senior Center is 45 plus years old. We are the only center in the county that does not and never had its own building. The Department of Aging rents space for us 2 days a week at the Hereford Fire Hall at Summit Manor, which means if they rent our room out during the weekend, we have to pack up all our things and store them for the weekend and then get them all out again Tuesday morning to set up for our members to come. And this limits us very much in the activities and programs that we can have. So any help you can give us that would get this building going, we would appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Ma'am.
President,
Madam President, the county.
There, wait,
Hereford Senior.
Hereford Senior, he'll talk to you a little bit about the permitting. Mr. Gutwald. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Sean McIntosh. I'm a Sparks resident, and I am the female candidate for this district, county council. So there may be a woman who wins. I would like to thank Councilman Koch for the work that he has done to protect green space out here. Thank you. You've done a wonderful job. And I hope that we can continue that. Budgets are statements of values. And right now, many residents feel like our budget priorities are not keeping up with the realities families are facing. Families are struggling with rising housing costs, childcare expenses, transportation, and energy bills. At the same time, our schools are dealing with overcrowded classrooms, aging facilities, and growing student mental health needs. These are not new problems, but they require sustained investment and clear priorities. It's unacceptable to cut classroom positions right now when we have had modest gains in educational attainment. We simply cannot go backwards. We have to continue investing in our schools. I also hear from residents across the county who feel frustrated by the planning process. Too often, communities are brought in after major decisions are already made, when people are forced to react to nearly finalized plans. If we engage residents earlier, when we are still envisioning solutions, we can create better outcomes that balance growth, infrastructure, and community needs. Residents want to know that decisions about development, infrastructure, and spending are being made with transparency, with data, and with genuine community input. If we focus our investments on education, affordability, and smarter planning, we can ensure Baltimore County remains a place where families can build stable lives and where our communities can continue to thrive. Thank you.
Good evening. My name's Eric Fry, and I'm speaking on behalf of the residents of Fox Chapel. We're a neighborhood of 94 homes between Delaney Valley and Pot Spring, just south of Timonium, and there are a number of them here tonight to support this request. So first of all, I'd like to thank the county for prioritizing the water main replacement project that is being done in our neighborhood. We especially like to thank Councilman Koch and the staff, the county staff, for being responsive and professional and collaborative through that whole process. We understand the project is ahead of schedule. It should finish this spring, and we're very grateful for that. And we also understand that it's under budget, and that's nice too. So the issue is the work, when it's finished, the plan is to pave an 11-foot wide strip where the excavation occurred. However, many of the worst sections you can see in the pictures in that book that I just gave you are outside that strip. As a result, we think that that's a wasted opportunity. The pavement ratings that the county has are several years old, and they don't really reflect the state of the project, especially after the water main replacement project. The roads have recurring potholes, and they're deteriorating asphalt curves. So we respectfully request the county to fully repave the roads in the neighborhood instead of just the 11-foot strip. We think that replacing the deteriorated asphalt curves is also a good idea. We think it makes sense because the equipment will already be there to do half the job, and it's a matter of efficiency just to complete the thing. Also, replacing the whole thing would avoid seams and then result in better long-term maintainability. So we just think this is a smart and cost-effective way to maximize the county's infrastructure investment, and we respectfully ask you to consider this request and complete the full repavement and the curves. Thank you.
This with Lauren, and she's our DPWT.
No, I just want to make a statement that in Fox Chapel, problem has been, a lot of you don't know, mining occurred there at the end of in the 1890s, 1900, there was mining going on there. And we recently had a problem with the utilities sinking because the mines were caving in. And the county has spent a huge amount of money. Laura, how much was it? Like 40 million for the Fox Chapel?
I'm looking back at my team. I don't know off the top of my head.
But it was a lot of money. But the thing that I want to bring to your attention is this, that once the work is done, the sewer water work is done, the county will come in and they're going to pave certain parts of the road. And I think that the point that they're trying to make is that if we're going to bring the vehicles there to repave this section of road, it just makes more sense to repave the roads completely. Because because the equipment is there. I really want to thank Public Works. They've been really good, and Public Works Transportation. Easy to work with and understanding, cooperative. And, you know, what we have to do as a government, we've got to think of practical ways to solve our problems. I mean, I'll never forget on York Road, it was repaved by the state, and then they dug it up to put utilities in. I mean, a brand-new road, and then, you know, they had to resurface it. And I'm happy to report, I know that Baltimore County now does utility work before they repave. They don't repave and then utilities afterwards. So, and they coordinate well, I think, with the state as well. So, you know, common sense has to have a role in these decisions. So I really thank you. You do a great job.
Good evening. My name is Charlie Fenwick, and I'm here representing the Land Preservation Trust, which owns Shawan Downs on, excuse me, adjacent to the Oregon Ridge Park on Shawan Road, as well as easements on tens of thousands of acres in northern Baltimore County. Shawan Downs primarily hosts equestrian events throughout the year, but also athletic events, including county cross-country races and soccer and football games. In the past, the county and the state has helped us fund infrastructure needs that we have had. We've owned the property for 25 years, and a lot of our infrastructure work needs to be done now. Roofing on barns, roads, fencing. You've helped us in the past, and we appreciate that, and I hope we would get some help in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. What's that?
I need that back. But hello. No. My name is Saul Pass, and I represent a group called Baltimore County Disc Golf. 3 years ago, I came to a budget town meeting and asked for money to put in a disc golf course at County Home Park. 3 years later, we have an 18-hole disc golf course at Baltimore, at County Home Park. And it is ranked the number 4 disc golf course in the state, the number 250th, 6th disc golf course in the nation. It's fantastic. And it's all because of the county and their ability to work with Baltimore County Disc Golf to have it installed. I brought that proposal at the time, and it was $30,000. I mean, the cheapest, you know, disc golf course that you could put in, and it draws thousands and thousands of people every year. There are statistics on the sheets that I gave you. The problem that we're having now is it is up at the old almshouse, and there are leases in that building that are requesting parking be reserved for them. That's fantastic. We want to work with the people that are already there. So the councilman just spoke about practical solutions to problems. So on the property already, there is an existing parking spots that are not being used. They just need to be lined. You get 6 spaces here, and over here, there is existing parking here. It just needs to be lined. And there's a strip of grass that is 10 feet wide here that could accommodate parking. All in all, you get 23 extra parking, which is around the number that the county has proposed to reserve for the leases up in the almshouse. So Baltimore County Disc Golf has this plan in place. If we could just work with the county, it is also tens of thousands of dollars, not millions of dollars. So if we could work together to get this parking accomplished at the almshouse, we'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Are you still working with the Historic Society?
Working with them?
Yeah, to try to resolve the parking issues?
So the county is going to permit spots for the Historical Society and permit spots for the visitation center.
Yeah.
The problem is we feel that there's 19 spots that there is pushing the disc golfers somewhere.
Yeah.
We don't mind getting pushed, but if we could have a place to be pushed, that would be fantastic.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. You ought to go sometime and see it. Very interesting. Have you been?
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Ever, representante de aquí del área de Cackville, represento una liga de fútbol de Cackville.
Good evening, my name is Ever. I represent the Cockeysville Soccer League.
El motivo mío es que, bueno, actualmente pues no tenemos acceso a los campos. Estamos luchando con, bueno, aquí con las personas que tienen acceso a eso y no los han dado todavía una respuesta adecuada para poder jugar esta temporada. No sé si ustedes nos pueden ayudar.
We have been struggling to work with the rec council and the rec department to establish a relationship so that our rec league can play soccer this season. We have yet to come to an agreement. Our rec league is one of the largest in the area, and we respectfully request support to be able to use our rec fields.
Estamos desde el año pasado esperando una respuesta porque hemos querido tener una reunión con ellos, pero todavía no se ha dado. No sé qué podemos hacer más para poder estar en un consejo de rec council.
We haven't been in communication with the Recs department for since last year, trying to establish a meeting so that we could work with one of the rec councils, and we have yet to get that meeting.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. This concludes this evening's budget town hall. Madam County Executive, did you want to have a few words?
I want to thank all of you for coming out this evening.
Yes, and again, I would like to thank everyone for coming out, and thank you to Councilman Koch for 51 years of great service.
As you all know from your phones, we've had a bit of weather this